Hello! Excuse me. Welcome to the stream. Hey, how's everyone doing? What up, Atomic Toast, aka Old Gudra? How's it going? How's it going? Welcome, Denial Shodri. Welcome back. Wetzel, what up, dude? Braden Allen Network. No Worries Courts. Thank you for stopping by at all. That's awesome. And welcome, Renz. How's everybody doing tonight? We're back at it. Not a whole lot has changed. We're right in the thick of things already. Yeah, I just had dinner, so I won't be eating on stream tonight, which is great. Decided to, you know, and we're not much later than I started yesterday. Maybe like half an hour, if that. So yeah, things are good. Hope everybody had a good day out there. What up, Instinct Bandit? How's it going, man? All right, and that is a non-shiny Heracross. So we're already in it, guys. We're already in it. That fast. That's how fast it happens. But what's up? I was also thinking at work today about a potential new schedule for not only the streams but the channel as well. Because the one thing is that my Pokemon hype is like starting to increase, right? Like as we're getting closer to Sword and Shield. Excuse me. As we're getting closer to those two games, my Pokemon hype is starting to increase, just like my personal Pokemon hype. And also just my love of the series and all of that stuff, right, is starting to increase slowly but surely. And the point being, oh, I didn't walk through that door. The point being is that I want to be able to do both, but since then, the few nights that I've had free have basically gone towards streaming, which is great and all, but it does mean that, like, I basically haven't worked on the Black and White review, Black and White 2 review, rather, in, like, 2 or 3 weeks now, so it's kind of like an up and downside, right? So I'm trying to figure out like a good schedule where I can kind of do both things in a week. Some weeks one might suffer, some weeks another. I should have a proper schedule going very soon, and I will let you guys know of that schedule, of course. But I think probably next week, I would say don't expect to stream until Tuesday. I would say tomorrow I'm going to this like charity thing for Nadia's work, and then Friday I'm actually going to be back home in my hometown for a Stag and Doe, Jack and Jill thing for like a friend's wedding that weekend. So I'll be there, and then I also have Frisbee every Sunday there. And then Monday, I'm going to be, I think, working and editing on the Black and White 2 review, or at least that's the plan currently, and then I'll stream Tuesday, and I should have a full schedule, sort of for the summer at least, ready by then. So to anybody who's been kind of asking or wondering if I'm going to have like a set schedule going forward that will make things easier on you, I'll probably have a finalized one by next Tuesday, so that's somewhat exciting, right? The only thing more exciting would be if a shiny Heracross happened right now, and we got to continue. That'd be sick. But yeah, oh, no worries. No worries, Instinct Bandit. I know. That's the other thing, too, is that I already had streamed late for a lot of time zones across the world back when I was, like, streaming full-time. And sometimes I would go live at, like, 4 or 5. Now I'm going live at, like, 7 or 8 usually. So because of that, I definitely understand that some people just aren't able to you know, to watch the streams. I'd be in the same position if my favorite streamer or one of, you know, not... And anyway, but yeah, if a streamer I really liked was streaming at, like, 1 a.m. my time, I'd be a little bit frustrated by that too. I don't mean anything by it. I do work 10 to 6, so there's not really anything I can do outside of maybe streaming on the weekends, which isn't impossible. It's just a lot of weekends I've been spending more and more back in my hometown with my family for like one reason or another. So yeah, summer's just busy, I guess. But what's up? Pokemon is really up again in the world. I mean, that's just like that's the pattern, right? And it's no different than anything else. Like, I'm definitely more excited for Marvel movies as they get closer, right? It's just that's how the hype works. That's how marketing works. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm back on Pokemon Go in a big way again, I would say as well. I caught some like really good Pokemon recently. I got a shiny Drifloon, I think, or Drifloon or whatever. But yeah, I got one of those in Pokemon Go, which is like my first wild encounter. Not true. Third wild encounter shiny. I have a shiny Aeron, which is now an Aggron. I got a shiny Sunkern, which I still haven't evolved because I got to get a Sunstone. Haven't been lucky. And then I also got the Drifloon. Endgame was dope. Endgame was good. I'm actually really excited for Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie coming out. I just read, not any like actual reviews, but just like the like little tweet bite-sized reviews, and apparently it's really, really good. Not maybe as good as Spider-Verse, but I mean, not many movies are. Oh, that's awesome, Wetzel. That's awesome. Congrats, dude. You can call me Dan. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Endgame was so good. I agree. I thought it was like really, really great. I'm excited. I'll probably see it one more time before Spider-Man, and that's gonna be awesome. They're putting Endgame back in theaters with extra scenes and stuff. I read that as well. It's funny because I was legitimately like, wow, I almost just died on that, but I was legitimately like already gonna see Endgame like the weekend before. Now I just have an extra reason. They're gonna put some like additional stuff at the end of Endgame the weekend before Spider-Man. So it all worked out. But yeah, I was legitimately gonna see it one more time just as like a kind of, you know, getting back in the mindset of Marvel for Spider-Man Far From Home, and it just worked out. Because I'd like to see it 3 times. I saw Infinity War 3 times in the theaters, and I kind of felt like I want to do the same with Endgame, because you never know. You never know when it might be back. So I want to try to soak all that up and then enjoy Spider-Man. Well, yo, what up, Cole? How's it going, man? You can't not go now. It's true. It's true. Spider-Verse is my favorite. Yo, Spider-Verse was so good. Like, it was incredible on just like so many different levels. Like, it transcended to me just like any one thing. Like, it was a great animated movie. It was also a great superhero movie. It was also a great like comedy. Like, great just like visual art style. Like, there's so many different things that it just was like really, really good at, that it just, you know, it's just one of the best movie experiences period I had at the cinema last year. So that's like really exciting, and I was very, very happy to get to see that and enjoy it. Although I don't think I saw it in 3D, which is unfortunately. How's things? Yo, what up, Sonic? How's it going? Yo, Adriel, hey. How did it feel as a Canadian when the Raptors won? It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Check out those bad boys. Yeah, I don't know if you guys follow me on social media or not, but I actually, after the Raptors won, I actually like went outside, and I'm not kidding. Like, we went outside, and literally Drake just rolled up and gave us all high fives. If you haven't seen it, it was on my Twitter. I think my Instagram as well. But yeah, like, heck of a night. And then after that, we went into like, there was like, you know, parades in the street, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, the whole thing was just like insane. And as like, I think some of you guys would know, like, I, you know, even last year was like really, really like diehard into the NBA and basketball. I'm a big basketball guy, so having my like home team and like my favorite team win the championship was just awesome, like just absolutely awesome. So, and I got to enjoy it in full because I got to see the team throughout. Like, I saw them I saw them twice in the regular season, and then I saw them twice in the playoffs. I saw the Milwaukee double overtime game, and I saw game 1 of the finals. And it was just, like, I'm so happy that I got to, you know, enjoy this and be a part of it in the, you know, smallest way. Obviously, I didn't win the championship or anything, but just, like, you know, knowing this team inside and out and having followed them, I think I probably watched, like, 60 out of the 82, like, regular season games on TV. So, I mean, it was really cool. Yo, Andy, what up? What up? But, yeah. And then, oh, no worries, Instinct Bandit. Have a great rest of your night. But, or Dan, sorry. But, as a comic fan, Spider-Verse was done well. When I went to see it, I saw it late. So me and a buddy were the only people that was there, so that was cool. Yeah, it's just such a good movie. Like, no matter if you see it with friends or family or anybody, like, it's so cool. But yeah, and then, actually, fun fact, I don't know if you can tell because, you know, webcam quality and whatnot, but I actually have, like, some burns, like, here and here, and that is because I went to the championship parade Monday with my brother and my fiance Nad, and we went to the championship parade, and we stood on the concrete in the square for like 7 hours. They were super late. They were like 3 hours late to their own parade. The sun was beating hot. It was an awful experience. There was no music or little music. There were people like passing out from sunstroke, and it was taking like the emergency responders to get there. Like, it was like 20, 25, 30 minutes to go and assist these people. People shoving, people threatening, people fighting. It was pretty intense. And then there was also like a shooting like 30 feet away from us. And then so we like left. We were just done because, like, you know, when there's a shooting that close to you, you kind of just are like, I'm gonna nope out of here right now. And so that's what we did, only for there to be another shooting and us having to run from that. So it was kind of a terrifying day, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's go Raptors. Was it as bad as TanaCon? Well, yeah, as I just said, having to stay down so that we didn't get shot was definitely, yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, in hindsight, it definitely sounds like hyperbole, but, like, in the moment, we actually didn't know what was going on. It was, like, absolutely frightening. We didn't know if there was, like what kind of gun it was, or if it was a van even, maybe, or we just knew a bunch of people were stampeding us. Like, there were people just dropping their phones on the floor, people, like, getting crushed, ankles, children screaming, crying. It was awful, like, just really bad. Does the shiny show up before you catch it, or when you have caught it and appears on your side? So yeah, after I catch it, when I pop it out, it will be shiny if it is shiny. So in this case, it's obviously blue, but yeah, in these games, so we used to have a thing where we were like checking it in our party, but we've since, with the Master Ball method, and because we only have one Pokemon Espeon in our party right now, Heracross gets sent out automatically, which not only saves us time and, you know, potential for misclicks, but it also is kind of more cinematic, right? We will know if it's shiny and get to see it in all of its shiny purpley glory immediately, which is really, really cool. I haven't seen Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu was kind of like everything I kind of expected it to be. I wish it was a little better, but it also could have been a lot worse. Like, it's definitely like the best video game movie maybe like that I've seen, so that's good. But as far as like an actual movie experience goes, I was hoping for just a little bit more, I guess. But it was enjoyable. I don't regret seeing it or anything. I think it's good, and I hope we get more Pokemon, you know, films out there, live action films. It's different than Pogo. Well, yeah, Colosseum, if that's what you're referring to, is very different from Pogo. There's a lot of stuff, but yeah, you won't know it's shiny until he throws it out. All right, let's do this. I bet you Stan's gonna reset when he gets the shiny. Well, first of all, that's really bad juju. Oh man, I can't believe you put that curse on me, Sonic Chow. But second of all, I don't think I will. I mean, of course, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I do reset over this Heracross, and it's like, I don't see a world where, like, I continue it. I think that's like a sign, because, like, it just takes so long that for us to reset over it would just be awful. Like truly, like, we would, so much hard work just essentially down the drain. I mean, again, you never know. The very next one could hypothetically be shiny, but, like, the odds are so slim, and it's just, oh man. I feel like you don't have to know exactly what Pokemon is to enjoy the movie, and that's what makes it great. Yeah, I think for newcomers, it was really well done, and I think there's like really some great parts about it, and the designs I thought were like really well executed. I do think there was some stuff, and I think towards the end it kind of like got out of control a bit for me. But you know, I'm not a hater of it. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'll probably, you know, if it's on Netflix or whatever in 6 months, I'll probably give it a watch again. But I'm not gonna like seek it out, I guess. Again. Oh, well, thanks for stopping by, Josh. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for popping in, and no worries. Good luck with work. I'm gonna crack a water in a second here. Let's at least get into the battle first, and then I'll do that. But yeah, thanks so much for stopping by, Josh. Did you see John Wick 3? I actually have not seen any of the John Wick movies yet. And I will probably, when the third one is like more available, I'll probably like watch them all like back to back to back. Cause I keep hearing better and better things. Like I have some friends who saw it and they said it was great, and I've just never seen the series, weirdly. I guess I was like also for like 3. Now normally I probably would have just watched 1 and 2 and then seen 3 later on. But I was so, like, just overwhelmed and invested into the MCU with Avengers Endgame that by the time, like, that came and went and John Wick was starting to, like, get the hype from the movies, I was just kind of, like, marathoned out, right? Because, like, watching the, Yo, what up? What up, Jason? How's it going, dude? Welcome, welcome. And Mega Bird as well. You brought Mega Bird with you. How's it going, dude? Well, you really need to watch all parts, yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely will. But I just, yeah, at the time I was very kind of just out of it in terms of I didn't want to watch, like, any more movies because I watched, like, all 21 prior MCU entries up until Endgame, and so, yeah. Anyway, now I'm going to crack that water. Things are good, Jason. Things are good, man. I was just saying to the stream, it's been a crazy week. I, you know, got to see the Raptors win. Met Drake, almost got shot at the parade, and then I'm streaming again. So a lot has happened for sure, man. I hope all's been well with you as well. I actually sent you an Instagram DM, I think like yesterday or the day before. But yeah, just like checking in. Oh yeah, you actually just hit that too. Nice. Yeah, no worries, man. No rush. Yeah, I actually. But we should try to, you know, talk and see if there's anytime soon that we can get together or something. Make something happen, you know. But yeah, man. Hope all's been good. And I'm glad to see you're back as well, dude. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. We were about, I want to, like, probably 30 to 40 feet away in the square. Like, I could show a video. It's really crazy. Like, it happened, I guess, if you know the 3 arches, it happened on the one closest to the right, I guess, like closest this way. And we were on the one at the very left, at least, but it was still crazy chaotic. People screaming, shoes left and like abandoned because there was like a stampede of people. It was freaky. And then there's Roy Boy as well. What up, Roy? Yeah, man, no, for sure. I was gonna see if you want to do something this week, but now I'm actually on like deadline Friday. And I gotta go to some charity thing for NAD tomorrow. So I don't know of this week, but like next week or, you know, the week after, whatever you're available for, we should definitely try to link up and catch up because it's been a really long time, man. It's been what, like 6 months, 8 months? I don't know, man. Time's flying by. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I was saying too that like after that happened, we went down like one of the nearest streets, and then more people. There was like another shooting, and it was messed up, man. It was messed up. I'll tell you more about it next week, or whenever we see each other. My Chemical Romance. Luckily, you're alive. I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest, not even so much. Like, I'm just thankful that like because there are people who are just shot, like just innocent bystanders. I'm glad that like they suffered minor injuries. Like, you know, considering getting shot is never a minor injury, but like. At least, like, nothing happened in terms of that, because that's crazy. Like, you just go to, like, celebrate this team, and, like, you walk home, and you got, a bullet in your arm or leg or whatever. Like, it's just, there's no need for that. It's just nonsense. So, I am very, very thankful that, I guess, even with all those idiots out there shooting their guns off, like, at least nobody died, right? And especially because there's kids and stuff. It just, yeah, it's really despicable stuff. I'm still very frustrated about it all, to be honest. And that's why, like, I didn't mention anything about it yesterday, because I just, like, needed to still kind of, like, cool down. And that's also why I wanted to do a quick stream yesterday and go to bed early, because of the events of Monday still kind of, you know, having an effect, I guess. But I think, like, I've processed it a lot better, I think, even since last night. And it just, yeah, I just mostly, like I said, I'm just, like, frustrated with how everything kind of ended up, and it could have been playing so much better. I'm thinking about grabbing a Klondike bar to make everything okay. I don't have a Klondike bar, but I actually do think I have an ice cream sandwich. One sec. Actually, let me get into the battle first, but I do think it might be a Klondike bar. Like, legitimately. Oh, that's awesome, Jason. Richard's coming down, eh? I guess he's, like, finished school and everything, right? That's awesome. You guys should, well, I mean, obviously you're gonna definitely catch up, and he must have a ton of stories from being away. I changed your contact info on my phone to Stannis Manus. You are a freak, Roy boy. That's what I have to say about that. Let me see if it's Klondike. Oh my god, it actually is. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. I actually had Klondike. Not even opened. Not even open. Just a Klondike box of 4 sandwich a la vanille. That's the French. Loaded with the deliciousness. Or rempli de délices. So, you know, that must mean it's very good. Think of all that. If it's delicious in English and French, that means it's double delicious. That's what I learned in school. Canadian school system at work. But, he's going to be back in Guelph for about 3 months or so. Interesting. Well, I mean, like I said, he's probably got, like, tons and tons of stories. His poor Winnipeg Jets didn't really do what I was also hoping they would do. But hey, it could be worse. They could have been Tampa. Or the Leafs, really. I mean, I guess they were kind of like the Leafs of there. Anyway, point is, though, they could have been Tampa. Oh, also, you know Rebel, like the nightclub? I actually don't, weirdly. Yeah, I don't know if that's in Toronto or... But yeah, no. Not much of a club guy, honestly. I just know, like, the ones that, where I, like, grew up. Enjoy those. I just realized... I took them out of the freezer, and it's very hot in here, and they'll probably melt if I don't put them back, so I'm going to put them back. I might have one after the stream, maybe, but for now, I think it's probably just best I don't leave them sitting in, like, they were literally just in the sun. So I'm just going to return these quick. We obviously did not get the Heracross on that one either, so let's continue at it. It is, I'm fairly positive. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I saw a picture or something, but I've never been for sure. I know that. Sam, when did you start watching Some Call Me Johnny, and did you ever get to watch his look back at 3D Sonic videos? Yes, I did get to watch them, and to answer the first part of your question, I started watching him, I want to say back in, like, 2009, probably about then. Yeah. About a decade ago, maybe 2010, but I think it was 2009. I think it was the summer of 2009. That would make sense, because yeah, about grade. I was probably in like grade 11, I think. Then I don't know, but yeah. Yo, Chris, how's it going? I'm finally using the Master Ball. Good to see you. If you guys don't know, Chris, who just popped up in stream. Actually is the creator and beautiful benefactor of that 3D Colosseum specific purple Heracross model we have. And yo, Zane's here too. What's up, Zane? A lot of old faces and old friends. It's awesome. Back to the grind again. Gotta do it, Aaron. Gotta keep on it, you know? It's been a long time, but I'm starting again. And now I'm finally using the Master Ball, and I'm using the, one-party Pokemon method so that we just throw it out and don't have to go through the menus and stuff. But just got back from Raid Hour. How was it? You get any shiny Kyogre? See, I have found an issue with Raid Hour. So I actually did try it. I think it was like 2 weeks ago with Chrystallia, and the problem was, like, I hit it at perfectly 6 o'clock my time, but the problem was that so many different ones, because I'm in Toronto, like the city's really big, so many different, like, gyms, I guess, turned into, like, rateable Chrysalius spots. And so, like, every single one had, like, 2 or 3 people on it. And instead of, like, you know, just one having, like, 10 or 12 or even the full 20. Like, so I entered it, and, like, it was, like, me and 2 other people. And we got it into the red, because, like they had some pretty strong Pokemon. But it still didn't matter. Like, the time ran out first. M-Ball should help out a ton. It's such a godsend. Like, I was actually looking at some of your videos. I think it was your Entei video specifically, and also Totem Rotom as well, and like the milk tank, and it just, yeah, it definitely helped, and I think it's like definitely for the better, which is good. Sorry, there's a little feed delay on my part. I just wanted to see if I'd hit the encounter or not, but anyway, yeah. So it definitely helped a lot, and congrats on the Entei, by the way. A 98% shiny. Yo, Zane, way to go, dude. Jaqueza, what up? What up? But yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, so that's the issue with being in Toronto. I found is that mind you, I only tried it once. Although I was walking home at at like 6 on the dot because I work 10 to 6. So I got out of my office and there's like a gym like literally right down the street from me, and I just, like, looked over to see if there was anyone, like, accessing it, and I was like, maybe I can join up. You know how it, like, takes the 2 minutes? I was like, maybe I can join up if there's people. Didn't see a single person, like, standing still on their phone trying to do it. So I was just like, I already have a Kyogre. It might not be shiny, but I'll live. Stan is one of the luckiest people in the world to be able to watch those videos. What do you mean, Sonic? What do you mean? I wish they could somehow make Legendary Raid soloable. Well, they kind of have in a way, right? Because, I mean, not all of them, of course, but many of the original Raid Legendaries are now available as just, you know, like, research task. Even today, I think I had a research task and caught Latios, right? So at one point, that was only exclusive, and you can even get shinies sometimes. I haven't myself yet gotten a research task shiny. I think I got, like, you know, 5 regular Ho-Ohs, a bunch of Latios, I think 2 Latios, a bunch of Lugias, but yeah, no shinies for me. But the point is, they do, it seems, make them eventually available, so I'm hoping that they'll do the same, right? Like Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza as well. The only one that they didn't really is Mewtwo, and that kind of makes sense, right? But even that, it went from being like an EX raid to just like a regular raid, and it had like its own day and everything, so that's not bad at all. That's why I use Messenger to organize the raids. No, and that's totally fair, man. That's totally fair. I definitely could be on it. I am definitely not as passionate about Pokemon Go as that. Like, I'm okay. I'm like, if I see it and I'm around and it works out, I'll do it. But only once in a while, maybe like once a month, I'll like say to my fiance, like, hey, you want to go out and try to raid? And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we come back with cool stuff. Like this past weekend, I got a shiny Drifloon. I also recently hatched a shiny Azurill and Budu, so that's pretty awesome. But yeah, aside from all that, yeah. Also, sorry, I'm like rambling, so I'm taking a while to actually like get the encounters as fast as I could be. Plus, you get to see the sparkles as soon as you know if it's shiny, which I also agree. Like, I think that it just, especially for like streaming purposes, which obviously you know all too well, like it feels a lot more cinematic and like impactful, I guess, to like be witness to that moment, and kind of like count down to it, as opposed to like, well, now we get to go check the still, like, you know, JPEG of the, I don't know. Stan kind of looked like Waldo today. It's true. It's true. I got that a lot. It's actually funny. One of my other coworkers also was wearing this shirt, or a shirt very similar to it, and we're Waldos, you know? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's just too bad. You know, it's funny too, because I like bought this shirt and I was like, it kind of reminds me of the shirt that the like male protagonist wears in Sun and Moon, but of course this is red and that one's blue, and I was like, well, red's my favorite color. Didn't even think of the Waldo thing. Like, I legitimately, my mind didn't even go there, and then like first time I wore it, people were just like, ah, Waldo, and I was like, damn. It's a social game, so no solo legendary raids, which also makes sense. I agree with it. It definitely is unfortunate if you're in super rural areas. Like, even where I used to live, like, isn't so bad. You can definitely like find some people who are doing it, But where my parents like moved to, which is like way east of the city, there was like nothing. There were, I don't even know if there was a single gym in like a 10K radius of the thing. So what I meant by you were one of the luckiest people in the fact you get to watch us look back at 3D Sonic games before they were deleted. Oh, I see. Well, I mean, like, to be honest, I don't really remember them. I just would binge watch like all his stuff, like the playlists and stuff. So it's a nice shirt. It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm just, to be honest, I'm mostly just sensitive that the other guy was wearing it. Like, if I'm gonna be Waldo, at least let me be like the solo Waldo, you know? I was more upset that I was just like, I'm not even an original Waldo, you know? Like, I'm not even the only one rocking this look right now. And that was, it was disgruntling. Alright. A shiny Heracross would be disgruntling too, but in like a good way. But yeah, we're gonna keep at it. Gonna keep throwing these Master Balls. The good news too, I will say, is that as much as I was kind of opposed to the Master Ball in like at the beginning of doing all this, I really wanted to get it in like an Ultra Ball or a Net Ball so that people later on would like not assume it was just hacked, because it's just harder to tell, I guess. Like, from, not that it really matters. We'll know, we're documenting it, but I just kind of wanted to avoid that. But I will say, the upside is that, like, I don't know if there could ever be any Pokeball that matched the color palette of the shiny we're, like, going for better than a Master Ball and, excuse me, Colosseum specific Heracross. Of course, as we transfer it across games, it will get more and more magenta and won't quite look as much like the Master Ball, but, you know, the dark purple with, like, the magenta, it's very, just saying, it's very, almost like, I don't know, like, there's parallels, for sure. You can always change the ball down the line. That's true, although Master Ball is really, like, the only way to do it quickly, I guess. I remember watching, first coming across the Sonic 1 review back in 2011, and immediately fell in love with his reviews. Yo, Johnny's just great. Johnny, and the best part about Johnny is he's still great. Like, his stuff, because he actually, weirdly enough, I haven't watched it yet either. I have it still in my, like, watch later. But he has recently done the GameCube Pokemon games. I did watch his Gen 3 review. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I just haven't had time to get around to his Colosseum and XD. But the fact is, like, the Gen 3 was still great. Like, the man still got it, is what I'm saying. Has everybody already finished finals? Because mine ends on the 21st. I think a lot of people probably have. I do know, though, like, when I was in school, I definitely wouldn't have been done yet. My school usually got out around, like, June 25th, 26th, something like that. Although, I will say in college, of course, and university, it was definitely much earlier. But in high school, it was, like, I always remember I had friends who were getting out, like, mid-June, and I'd be like, man, I'm still going. Like, it's June 26th. I'm missing out on the summer. Friends were, like, at water parks and stuff. Just depended on the classes sometimes, I guess. I don't know. Maybe just I was taking dumb classes. I don't know. We only have about 30 regular players here, so organizing is a must. Yeah, it definitely would be. Are you even, like, are you missing any, like, shinies or, like, potential, I guess, like, what you would consider, like, a rarer Pokemon in Pokemon Go? I'm actually curious. Because there's, like, a lot now, right, of shinies. There must be some that, like, or at least one of them that, like, has eluded you, I guess. I don't know. Bro, why does Heracross' sprite look like he's wearing a girdle? Have you seen the Colosseum sprites, Jason? Or, like, XD as well? Have you seen some of them? Dude, the models are crazy. Some of them are, like, close. Like, some of them are admittedly close. But there are some others. Umbreon, even, is, like, really weird. There's Trapinch is, like, a very dark green. Like, there's some real interesting... Quilava has a green flame and, like... Wait, you still don't have a Swablu? Wasn't that, like, the one that you wanted the most? I'm missing many shinies. What's, like, the one that's gotten away so far, though, Zane? Like, the one that you really, really want, and you, like, every time you hatch an egg, you're like, maybe this is the one. Or, like, every time you like, encounter this specific Pokemon, you're like, this is the one that I've always wanted, and it keeps eluding me. Umbreon is so cool. Oh, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're very, very different, for sure. Like, I actually think the Trapinch and the, like, Quilava... like, that whole line look really good. Like, I kind of prefer them to what we eventually got down. I actually, Will also say, I prefer this Heracross to the one that we eventually get. The, like, kind of washed out magenta of, like, Gen 6 and beyond. I really, really like this version of Heracross. Just because it's different. Just because it's, like, it's... They changed something up, and I appreciate that, I guess. I have all the candy, just don't want to evolve a regular one. And I need the Magikarp for the original quest. Oh, true. Yeah, I guess. Wow, man. Just catch more Magikarp. Just double that candy, you know? Have a Magikarp as your buddy. I don't know. Ponyta, but I finally traded for it. Oh, nice, nice. I would love to capture a shiny Ponyta as well. The Blue Flame is obviously gorgeous. One of the best. Easily a top 5 Gen 1 shiny. Bad luck. I mean, if it makes it, like, you feel any better, I also have not... Like, living where I live, like, am pretty close to the lake, and therefore there's... I've seen a lot of Magikarps in my day. A lot of Magikarps. My fiance has a shiny Magikarp in Pokemon Go, but I do not. I do not. And, like, I'm telling you, I've caught, like, I think I have, like, 800 Magikarp candy, and I already have, like, 3 Gyarados. Magikarp buddy distance is the shortest. Yeah, it's super short. One of the easiest finals of my life. Nice, Aaron. I'm glad to hear that. I just barely see them pop up. It kind of bothers me. Yeah, it's only because, like, Toronto being, like, near the lake, I think. There's a lot. And anytime it rains, there's a ton here as well. They never pop up over here. Where I used to live, they didn't either. So I guess, like, in rural, kind of, like, more foresty towns, like, it's definitely not as big of a thing. But anytime I've... Even before I lived here, anytime I'd go to, like, the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal or, like, any place like that, all over. All over. Stan, do you have any tips for high school? I mean, I think the greatest tip for, like, high school is literally just, like, enjoy it because you're gonna miss part of it. Like, enjoy just, like... It sounds weird and, like, it's impossible to actually appreciate it, but, like, just enjoy not knowing anything, I guess. Like, and I'm not saying I know stuff now, but, like, just the... You still, like, your life is filled with so many mysteries still. Like, at this point, even, like, you know, 10 years or so removed from high school, I already kind of feel like I know a lot of how my future is headed, you know? I know the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I know kind of where my job is going to be, and at least what field. I don't know where, like, at the end of the day it'll end up, but, like, just a lot of the things that I didn't know and I always kind of was worrying about end up being the things that, like, are just so set now that I kind of miss the mystery a little bit of you know, like, where am I going to be in X years or whatever. And now it's and also, of course, the free time. You have a lot of free time in high school. People don't really appreciate that. I definitely didn't. I was taking naps and just, like, watching, you know, TV, spending a lot of time on YouTube, which, you know, those are all good things and stuff, but, like, I definitely wish that I took more and more advantage of, like, my interests even back then. I think, like, that was a huge thing that, like, it kind of took me personally until college to be like that. My whole YouTube channel was, like, born in college, where it probably should have been born in, you know, I just wish I got even more of a jump start on everything when I had more free time. But, you know, that's all said and done now, and things change and things happen, and, you know, you learn, you move on, but it just, yeah. I think those would be my 2 pieces of advice. During this past adventure week, I did every Onyx raid possible and still didn't get a shiny. Yo, Alice, what up? I'm sorry to hear that about the Onyx. I think that'd be really awesome, too, because, you know, Steelix, but alas. I want to find a shiny Magikarp in every gen plus side game, so I'll have to eventually tackle Go. It's funny, because at one point, Magikarp was what? Like, the only shiny in the game? Like, I think at least, like, one of 2. I think it was one of the first, if not the first, right? Or am I wrong on that? But yeah, and yeah, I've been trying for years to get a shiny Magikarp. Still has not happened. Mind you, I guess if I was super dedicated, I could, like, literally just, like, spend my weekends at the lakeshore, popping lures, you know, using incense and just walking back and forth. But yeah, Magikarp was first. That's what I thought. Hey, no worries, Andy. No worries. So we'll be going to see our good old fuzzy friend at the beginning of next... Mr. Mall Santa... Tucker? Are you seeing Tucker at the beginning of next month? Is Tucker the Mall Santa? Or are you talking... Are you talking about me? 2017 Stan. I'm hunting for an Aegislash. Nice. Aegislash has a great... I mean... I think it's very storied, like, history of being, like, a very good shiny. I think top 5 for Gen 6, for sure. In my opinion. That, like, whole line is really good, but Aegislash especially is really nice. Going to Ohio. Dude, nice. Nice. Are you gonna... Is he, like... Well, I don't obviously give away his location, but, yeah. Hopefully you get to visit Cleveland. I just watched a documentary on Cleveland and their, like, lack of sports. It's, like, a 30 for 30 called Believe Land. And it's all about how, like, the Browns and the Indians and the Cavaliers just, like, kept getting so close, only to kind of, like, blow it at the very last second. Especially, there was, like, one World Series. But anyway, and then finally the Cavs, of course, delivered an NBA championship. Similar to, you know, Toronto's curse, it kind of feels like finally being a little lifted. It's, like, 2 hours away from Cleveland. Oh, fair. Definitely going to the city for a couple days. Awesome, man, awesome. You'll have to tell me how it is. Because, like, now, like, it's weird, but, like, after watching that documentary, I really do kind of want to visit it. It definitely gives me Toronto vibes. I live 1 block away from Marina and still have only seen 1 shiny Magikarp. Dude, that's insane. If Aegislash doesn't make it into Sword and Shield, I swear. Yeah, but I thought Lunatone and Solrock didn't make it into Sun and Moon. So, like, would that really surprise anyone if Game Freak was like, here's these very obvious Pokemon that should definitely be in these games, and we're not going to put them in, right? That's just kind of the Game Freak special, and in my opinion. Yo, what up, Oddity? Let's go Raptors. Let's go Raptors, baby. Let's do it. Ooh. Got my Kawundred and my Kyle Lowry 50 here. I am still hunting for the Mudkip. Mudkip is a good shiny. Mudkip's gonna be... Well, I don't know if it's been announced officially yet, but it should be, right? The next Community Day, I think. Right? Because oh my god, I can't remember its name. It's, you know, Slackoth and Slackings. Anyway, yeah. That's really embarrassing. I can't... Is it just Slackoth? Is it Slackoth? Did I literally just say it and, like, didn't even... Yeah, because Slackoth, Vigoroth... Right. And then Slacking. But anyway, point being, I think the pattern would dictate that we're probably going to get some purple Mudkips very, very shortly. Which will be sweet. That'll be good. Bro, imagine doing raids in Harry Potter, 8 dudes sitting in a circle beating up a Death Eater. What? Is that... Oh, because, like, the new game that they're doing. Yeah, I don't know what... Well, probably... Are they going to make it, like, you capture beasts? Or is it spells? Or, like... It's so weird. I'm interested to see how it looks. And I definitely believe... Niantic kind of knows what they're doing, obviously. Like, Pokemon Go's one of, if not the best-selling, like, apps ever. But it just... Yeah, it'll be interesting. Sun and Moon had a cool Easter egg for those who transferred Solrock or Lunatone through the bank, but they can't do that with Sword Shield because no national dex unless Aegislash is in the game. That's true. That's true, actually. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, right? We'll see what they end up giving us. No, I'm okay. It's supposed to be a way to promote future Fantastic Beasts movies. I think it's Beasts, Monsters, Pixies. Oh, okay. So just like, they're just using like the encyclopedia. And they're like, so now it's this, now it's this. You can get a chocolate-covered frog. I'm about 40 shinies away from hitting 300. Nice, Aaron. Keep at it. Keep at it. I miss the good odds, you know? We were so spoiled. Even in, like, that Bruxish one, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh, this is taking forever. Why can't these odds be lessened? But, yeah. Those were the easy days, my friends. These are the real... These are real shiny hunter hours right now. I mean, I'm still not even at 400, and I mean, the odds are 1 in 8,000, so we're not even like 1/16 of the way there. Not even really close. And it could go higher than that, too. There's no guarantee that we even get it in the first 8,000. And I've been pretty lucky, like, for the most part. You know, I got that Totodile in like 128, so it also stands to reason that it's possible that this Heracross could be like 20,000, and that would really suck. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Like, knock on wood, it's not that, but like, yeah. So I might be here 5 years from now, guys, still hunting this Heracross. I have, but I'll be honest, Jason, like, So I've been doing this hunt for quite a while, but I definitely have not been, like, actively doing it, right? Like, if I was really, really crazy serious, I would be, you know, making sure I'm getting in my, like, you know, 20 a day. So, like, but it's just, it's a very tricky one. It's definitely the kind where, like, you know, I could just see myself, like, when I finally get a weekend, just, like, on a Sunday, just spending, like, 5 hours, throwing on, like, you know, episodes of The Office or something, and just, like, putting them on the TV and letting it go, and just kind of, like, letting my reflexes take over, right? Like, just, you know, do the things, do the steps. Kind of like how I used to shiny hunt in the Friend Safaris before I actually started streaming it. I saw a streamer hunt for shiny salamence through SOS with Vagon, and it took over 20,000 encounters. See, that is crazy in and of itself, but see, it's even crazier when each single encounter takes, like, however long it might be, right? Whether that ends up being, you know, I think right now we have it probably down to somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes because of the Master Ball method. I would wager probably somewhere between, probably like 2:15, something like that, I would think. But it adds up, right? And, like, so, you know, that only means that, like, in, I mean, we did the math. We got, how many did we do yesterday? I think we did 40. We did 40 yesterday in just under 2 hours. Like, just under 2 hours. Basically 2 hours. So, 40 every, like, 2 hours or so. And, of course, I guess there's easier targets in this game, but there's also way harder targets in this game. And, yeah, it's just about patience. It really is just about patience. It's something that, like, I went into knowing that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long, long time. I definitely thought we'd at least be further. I didn't know if we'd have the Heracross by now, but I definitely thought we'd be further. And that's my fault because, as I've said before, if we had just been master balling it like everyone was telling me to do from the beginning of this stream, then we'd probably be somewhere between, like, 1,500 and 2,000 right now. Because instead of, you know, doing, you know, every 2 and 15 resetting like we're kind of doing now, we were, in some instances, taking 10 minutes just for one encounter. Sometimes they were even faster. Sometimes they were as fast as we're doing right now. But this is the absolute fastest we can get it down to, as far as I know, other than, obviously, like, building a script or something that just, like, puts every, like, it doesn't waste a pixel, right? It's like you walk every, like, perfect... Anyway, but aside from that, we're literally going as, like, fast as humanly possible with human error available as well, right? Technically, you could have a kid and send him or her off to college before you get the shiny. No, absolutely. Like, it's possible. There are people, I'm sure, we've maybe never heard the story. I read a Kotaku article about somebody, like, years ago, who it took them, I think, like 10 years to get a shiny Mewtwo in, I think it was Fire Red, Leaf Green, or maybe it was Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but, like, it literally took them, like, 10 years. Like, they said, like, you know, I started it while I was with my one girlfriend. Now I'm with, like, it's been, like, 2 girlfriends since then. I'm married. I have, like, kids. Like, it took them, like, a very, very long time. I keep asking everyone this question, and I'm hoping you've heard of the show. Forget about it. Was that on Teletoon? I didn't really watch it, I'll be honest with you, but I kind of remember it, because it was, like, it was super, like, it was, like, kind of a parody of Sopranos, right? I believe. Let's hope Heracross is in Galar's decks. Well, let's hope, for sure. If worse comes to worst, though, I do hope, if it's not in the Galar decks, I hope it's in whatever the next game decks might have, though. As long as I can get it into Gen 8, right? Like, for now, it seems like I can get it into Pokemon Home when that's made available. But I just hope I'm able to get it in Gen 8 and get any ribbons that might be in those games. I hope, and I really do hope that Game Freak, like, eventually recognizes that people do legitimately like the ribbons. And, because they basically, like, they know, the data in Gen 7 knows that certain ribbons exist and are on the Pokemon. They still recognize it, but in the same way that, like, they kind of just did, like, you know, any Pokemon that wasn't actually in the Sumo decks was just, like, question marks and stuff. They kind of did a similar thing with the ribbons, where it just, like, it just has a broad text being like, oh, this thing is, like, this, from this thing, and it, like, it's a very, like, vague statement, and I hope going forward they will eventually realize and, like, kind of break it back down into, like, oh no, this ribbon specifically looks like this one looks like this, because they kind of lost that in Gen, I think it was 6 or 7. They just started coupling them together, And the reason why I don't want to take any shortcuts is because eventually they might uncouple them, and then, you know, in Gen 10 or whatever, I'd be like, oh, I shouldn't have just taken the shortcut. I don't know. But I'm sure knowing Game Freak that won't happen, and I'll just regret it. But yeah, yo, what up, Video Master? Welcome. I might have been at night. I think it was on Netflix at some point. Either way, though, yeah, it's an animated series, Soprano-esque raunchy humor. Yeah, I've definitely never seen it, but I think my brother watched it. If you're able to transfer Pokemon to the next game after Sword and Shield, I'm done. Or if you're not able to. Well, I mean, that's not that there's any excuse for it, because we definitely live in a different time, but, like, welcome to my world. Getting, you know, silver and gold and being like, oh, when the next game comes out, I can do what my friends did with red and blue and yellow and transfer Pokemon. And then they were just like, no, you're done. That Mew that you had in your copy of Pokemon Silver, that Typhlosion you love so much, that Cyndaquil you love so much, like, they're not coming over. Sorry, man. They're staying put. And then, of course, I'm sure I lost that game a long time ago. It sucks, but it's gone. And I'm sure that even if I could find it, they've just been erased, right? Because, like, the internal battery for sure has shorted out since those games were purchased. So, yeah, super unfortunate, but what you gonna do, right? What you gonna do? Game Freak makes the rules. We just spend the money and never question them. Although, obviously, people are starting to question them a little bit more recently. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when to expect the Heracross. Like, the thing is, the biggest thing is just put in the time, right? Put in the time, put in the work. Because you don't know. It's shiny hunting, as we've all seen. Sometimes you can get really, really lucky. And even if you don't, if you just keep putting in the time, you just keep getting that number higher and higher, you're just essentially making the odds more in your favor. Technically, they'll never really be in your favor, but, like, you're kind of just... The more and more you encounter, the more of a likelihood it is. Eventually, that one is going to fall perfectly in those odds that you need, right? I mean, honestly, Jason, like, I'm with you, dude. To be honest, at first I didn't really care. Like, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, that's fine. Whatever. Like, it'll be easier to get the shiny, like, the shiny charm. Cool. And then, yeah, the more I read about it, the more I saw it, the more I was just like, you know what? Like, that is really, really ridiculous, because it just comes down to, like, everybody has a favorite Pokemon, and they all want to experience that Pokemon in this new, trumpeted as the, you know, the most cinematic Pokemon experience ever. And they just want to see their favorite Pokemon. Maybe you're a big fan of Spinarak, and you're just like, I want to have my Spinarak from, like, I caught it in Gen 4, if you could even do such a thing. At some point, you must have been able to. But yeah, I got a Spinarak in Gen 4 in the Johto remakes, and I've loved this thing ever since. It was shiny, or it had Pokerus, or whatever. It was like, it meant something to me. I caught it on the day that, like, my dog passed away. I don't know. The point is like, you know, people have Pokemon that are very special to them, and it is very unfortunate that Game Freak is cutting that out, and it's just like, these are the ones we've determined, you know? It's Nintendo stockholders' fault, man. They just want to push the game. Oh, for sure, for sure. I had this whole thing yesterday about, like, you know, it basically, Pokemon is like, it's like a chair that runs on 4 legs, and, you know, there's one leg that's a little bit more important, for sure. That would be the games. The games kind of, like, influence everything else, but, yeah, it's, like, it's the games, the merchandise, the anime, like, the show, and then the card game, and it's like, they all have to impact each other, right? And without all 4, the chair falls down. And it sucks because, yeah, they, like, reasonably, like, they should probably delay Sword and Shield. Like, they probably should. Not just because of the Galar Pokedex thing, just because, like, the last 2 generations, in my opinion, have suffered severely from, like, crunch. Like, it seems like they've really had an issue with, like, getting everything they want in the games, and things just kind of feel unfinished. The post-games have kind of been underwhelming. And I just think if they took a little time, they could make the best Pokemon game ever, you know? Space isn't the issue, they just didn't hire enough people to get the assets finished. But I also understand from their perspective as well that, like, they probably don't want to hire like crazy and might not like have as much budget as people assume. We don't know, and that's the truth. We assume, oh man, they make tons of money, Pokemon Go is exploding, and you know the Switch is doing well, Let's Go is doing well. but we really don't know all of the encapsulating numbers and figures, right? And so I also understand that, like, you might not feel comfortable just, like, hiring in mass, in bulk, like, out of nowhere. I don't know. Like, typically Japanese developers have liked to keep very, you know, small teams, and really only start going outside of that when the parent company, i.e. Nintendo, kind of forces it upon them, right? Is like, hey, we need you to do this. Like, Sakurai at least got Namco Bandai for Smash, because he, like, after a while was just like, I need help. Like, this is getting crazy. Alright, 1 second. I don't know if I actually have Twitter open. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I saw that, the Ocarina of Time tree. Yeah, it's true though. It is true, and it just, man, we'll see what happens. I'm still like, I think Sword and Shield are gonna be great games. I think right now they're gonna be like B games, and they could be A pluses if like they just took a little more time. That's all. But yeah, I definitely agree. And it's all good, man. It's just like, it's automatically just like holding it for review, and I'm just being lazy and not like hitting it. But yeah, no worries, dude. No worries. Anyway, that also was not a shiny, so we continue here. But yeah, man. I can't wait for the games. Don't get me wrong. I just hope a lot changes once the games are fully out. Yeah, and hey, like, let's be honest. Next to probably like the Sonic community, Pokemon definitely, like, the community, they get up in arms about a lot of things, and some of it's warranted, but sometimes, like, I also get a little bit like, really? Like, that's the thing you're upset about. So yeah, I definitely think at the end of the day, everybody's gonna buy the games. Everybody's gonna enjoy some part of them. There's gonna be something, because it's Pokemon, you know? But I just do think that, like, something needs to change, and I kind of hope this is the straw that breaks that camel's back. And yeah, Demon Gone is getting married. He's got a lot going on this month. June is a big Demon Gone, Draco's Domain month. But yeah, the Ocarina of Time thing is just hilarious, because it's true. Like, but who knows? Maybe they're polishing it still. I don't know. Like, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Because they kind of like helped define what my childhood is, and I feel a little like indebted to them for that, and also kind of my adolescence and adulthood as well, right? Because like the whole streaming of their games has led me to meeting so many people, and in a way my job that I currently have, like, without all of Pokemon, like, I don't know where the heck I'd be. So I mean, it's very important, as I'm sure it is to you and everybody else in chat. It just, like, yeah, I really do hope that they kind of change something, you know? And if this is the outcry that they needed for that to happen, like, I'm down. They need to expand their team. I mean, hey, look, I agree with you. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and say that, like, typically that's not like the traditional way of like how Japanese corporations do business. They're like, how can we maximize our profits without, like, you know, maximizing our cost? And so what kind of revenue can we earn without spending more on this and that? And hey, can you work more and more overtime? And it just, I feel for the employees. I do, because I think they're probably trying to keep it close to the chest and want to keep, you know, Pokemon very Game Freak and not lose its way by just having like a whole nother studio kind of co-involved. Because that's essentially what it would be, even if they hired a bunch of people to get the people required to work on like a AAA game like a Pokemon title. They need the best, and that means essentially they'd have to hire almost like an independent studio. Even if it's not with the name, it's still the employees of that, people who are really good at what they do, who probably already have jobs. And because you don't want like a guy right fresh out of college who, you know, on this title. You want him to have a little experience on, like, again, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, you need experience to get a job, because I know that's like a huge meme. But I just mean that, like, you know, for Pokemon, if I'm Game Freak as well, I'm like, maybe I just want this guy to have 2 years on, like, you know, something a little less, I don't want to say important, but certainly, like, there's more riding on the line of Pokemon, right? Like, if Pokemon fails, which so far it hasn't, and like it's pretty built in, but if something does fail, that could mean a lot of change and a lot of like issues for the studio. So I don't know. But yeah, You even have the tattoo. Woo, tattoo. Woo. But yeah. Do you guys think if we finally get the shiny Heracross, I need to get like shiny Heracross, but Colosseum shiny Heracross on this one? Then we, then you know they're matching. Then they look at each other. The two most important shinies of my life. I wonder what Heracross's name is going to even be, or what gender, or what nature. It's all so exciting. Hopefully it has like okay IVs, since it's going to have to like battle some legendary Pokemon at some point. Oh, I didn't see you down there. Nice. That's very fast. Only 12. But yeah, like this one, this is a female Heracross. Which, of course, like that doesn't really mean anything right now, but in later gens, all of a sudden, our Heracross would change, right? Like if we catch a female, it's going to have the heart instead of the horn. So it's little things. Little things will have an effect on how this journey plays out, right? And every Heracross we encounter is slightly different. It's crazy that when I first started this hunt, I didn't know people like Chris or like Totem Rotom or anyone who was like doing Colosseum hunts at the time. And it was crazy because like, I swear to God, my first like 9 Heracross that I was like practicing on were all male. So like I was just looking at it and they all had like the same ability too, excuse me, after I caught it. So because you can't really see the stats in full because of the shadow effect, I was like looking and I'm like, is it actually resetting? Like, is this possible? Like, am I doing this right? Like, I actually thought I was like messing up. I feel extremely bad for the fans pressuring Sakurai. I'm okay, I think. There was a time for sure when Sakurai was like overworked and people were being very ungrateful. And the whole Waluigi thing is another example of that for sure. But I do honestly feel like if he really, really didn't want to come back, he wouldn't, you know? Like I think the meme of him like being like such a hard worker, I think has gotten a little blown out of proportion, and the man definitely does get breaks. Like there's no denying he puts his heart and soul into his work. That's for sure. But I also think like, to me, it's very clear that like Smash 4 and Ultimate, it's not like it was during Melee and Brawl. Like it's not that much of a crunch. It's not like, you know, it's literally having to stay and spend 22 out of 24 hours and sleeping in the office every night. And like Sakurai seems to be doing all right for himself. That's all. No disrespect, of course, but just I do think that like it's gotten blown out a little bit. Like he loves what he does. You know, it's like Oda writing One Piece. It's like people like Oda's the first to tell you like, hey, don't feel sorry for me. Like I chose this life and I want to give my life to my work. Like this is so important to me and I love it so much that I'm willing to like sacrifice my health even in some cases. And you know, I'm not saying that's the right way of thinking, but in a way it is admirable, and like I don't want to pity a guy like Oda. Yo, nice Pika. Nice, dude. They want to be the very best, like no one ever had to make games. Is the real test of settlement is their cause. They will travel across the land, searching far and wide to make a game that you would love to buy. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? But yeah. Anyway, guys, we just hit the hour mark on the stream. We've gotten, what were we at, 55? So we've done, what, 25 in that time? So still making, like, pretty good progress, I would say. This should be 381, so awesome. Are you getting Sword or Shield? I don't know yet. I am leaning, I think, towards Shield right now, but it could change. I want to see some more, like, version-exclusive things that could have an impact. Whether it's just like random Pokemon, or if there's like another form of like Alola form Pokemon, and some get this, some get that. Like for example, obviously, right? If there's Sword and Shield, the one that I'd put more time into would probably be like let's say in Sword, you get exclusive Pinsir, right? Or like exclusive Ariados, for example. But then in Shield, you get exclusive Heracross. Well, immediately I'm gonna be like, well, I gotta get Shield in case of this whole quest. I might even get both because, you know, I have been known to do that. I think since Gen 6, I've gotten both copies every time, which I know isn't much, but like I have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I have X and Y. I have Sun and Moon. I did stop for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but that's because in my opinion, they're the exact same game. Like I didn't care. And with online now, like the Pokemon thing wasn't enough for me to be like, I need to transfer them. So yeah. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon I didn't, but like I might just pick up Sword and Shield, right? I might, and what I often do, to be honest with you, is I get one of them for my brother, and then he plays them, and then whenever he stops, like 2 months later, I'm just like, yo, do you have that game? And he's like, sure, you can have it. So yeah. I honestly envy Sakurai's work ethic. Yeah, it's something that, like, that's the thing, is like, in some ways, I get it, and like, he definitely needs to take care of himself, and we need to make sure that he doesn't overdo it to give us a product. But also, I think, like, again, like, I think it's something that we should be proud that he does, and we should, because he clearly is, you know? I saw a leak that said there's a Galarian Farfetch. I also saw the leak you're talking about. I would say maybe just refrain a little bit from talking about anything else in there, just because of people. Some people don't like to be spoiled on that stuff. I don't know if it's true or not, but I do know what you're talking about, and if all that stuff in there does come to pass, then that'd be cool. Don't remind me of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If they don't have Heracross and Sword and Shield, then does that mean the quest is over before it begun? No, it doesn't, and I'll tell you why. There is a legitimate reason why that would not be true, and that's because, like Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, that game, there were only a certain amount of Pokemon that could be caught when they first came out in 2003, I think it was. Only a certain amount that you could get in those games. Even between both versions, certain Pokemon to fill the National Dex, it was impossible. You could not fill the National Dex at the time that those games came out. However, with the availability of Emerald, well, I guess technically Fire Red, Leaf Green, and then Emerald, all of a sudden, you could go back and get the entire National Dex when combining those I guess, 5 games together. If you had all 5 of those and a link cable, you could do it. They made sure that you could do it for the entire generation. And I suspect that they'll do something similar with, especially now with the Outcry. If it wasn't going to happen, I think it will now. They'll do something similar with Gen 8, where it's like, okay, maybe Sword and Shield, you can't get Heracross, but maybe Gen 4 remakes, you can. Maybe Pokemon, you know, Crossbow or Battle Axe or whatever the third version is. Or let's go Johto, you know, let's go Silver Gold if they make that. Maybe, I mean, obviously if they do make that, Heracross is now all of a sudden available. So I think at some point Gen 8 will be included, and because of the way they're doing it, they would have to make the same ribbons available across all games. In the way that they've just like copy and pasted like the Battle Frontier before into other games, or the way they've like copy and pasted certain things like into other games, like just verbatim, just because they didn't have time. Fire Red and Leaf Green are a good example of that with like the Battle Tower and everything. But yeah. So we'll see. But I don't think it's like the end of the road. I think we're gonna be okay. I think that we're gonna, you know, we're gonna be able to continue. I just don't know when. But then also, I don't know when we're gonna catch this Heracross. I would love to say by the time Sword and Shield come out, we will have this this hunt in the bag, and we'll be moving on, and we'll, you know, hopefully already even be at like Gen 5 or something. Like, because it does take a while. The thing is, after this game, so after we even catch the Heracross, we still have to beat this game, get our Pokemon to a good enough level, and figure out a good enough strategy that we then go to like Mount Battle and get like, there's some ribbons in there. We also got to purify some Pokemon and get a ribbon for doing that. So there's like, it's gonna take some time. Then we got to transfer to Emerald. Then we get the ribbon. We got to beat that entire game. But I can't even use Heracross in my party for that game yet because of like level cap reasons. So I then have to like just beat Emerald wholesale, then put Heracross in Emerald, go through the Battle Frontier stuff, and then beat that, and then go, like, it's gonna take a while. Plus all the contests. We got to do all the contests with Heracross in Emerald as well. Fire Red and Leaf Green. Even though technically I think the ribbons are the same in that game, because again, like I just said, sometimes Game Freak just copy and paste. So like, whether you beat the Elite Four in Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, or Leaf Green, I believe you get the same ribbon. Like, it's literally the same. There's no difference to it. But it's just for bragging rights. It's like, just to have our Heracross say that, like, not only did he beat the Elite Four in, you know, Gen 3 Fire Red, or like, well, not the Elite Four in this game, but, you know, Mount Battle, but also beat the Elite Four in Emerald, and beat the Elite Four in the Kanto region. So we got Hoenn, we got Orre, we got you know, Kanto on lock. I have a complete living dex without mythical. I played from Game Boy. I know, and that's the other thing. I will say, that's the other thing I feel for people on, is that, as I was saying earlier, like, there are some Pokemon that people caught way back in the day that means something to them, you know? There's something about that Pokemon that just, like, they caught it in Gen 4, and they worked really hard to do all the steps to get it to Gen 7, and now Pokemon's just like, you can't put it in the Galar region, you gotta wait. And that sucks. That sucks. I'm with people on that. I hope they make a patch or DLC adding in what's missing as a response, otherwise the compatibility for games would be messed up. Different Pokemon are available in different games for the same gen. Well, to that point, I agree with you. I think in their heads right now, I think their best compromise is basically, you know, we have, let's say, like, 400 in Sword and Shield between both games. We have, let's say, like, you know, 250 in, like, the Gen 4 remix if they come, and then we have 250 in the Johto. Let's go Pokemon Johto, or like maybe even just or I guess, yeah, 250, right? 251. Just what was available in those games. And then when eventually Gen 9 comes around, Gen 9 will be back to the point where, like, they figured out their technical crunch limitations and they're able to put everything in one game because they have the time. I know it's not so much a tech issue, it's a time issue. And they just seem to not have the time because they're prioritizing other things, probably just making sure the game isn't buggy and there's not slowdown and stuff. Game Freak notoriously has a really hard time adapting to new technology. Always. I've always found that whenever they have to jump to, like, a new technology, it almost always feels like we get the bare bones sheer basics in a game. It almost feels like it's like a proto remake of, like, Gen 1. So, like, Gen 1, 3, 6, 4... I give a little bit of that too, but I don't think there was as big of a jump from, like, Gen 3 to 4. Obviously the dual screen and stuff, but it just, I don't know, to me it feels not quite the same. But yeah, for sure 1, 3, and 6 very much feel like it's like a reset almost. And I feel like Gen 8 is kind of going to be the same thing, because it's like they're not used to the Switch. They're going back from having, like, 2 screens to 1, you know, all new models and all, like, it just, yeah. I've been doing Ribbon Quest with Scizor, and I'm stuck in the Battle Frontier. Any ideas, tips? To be honest, I am not there yet. I've done the Battle Frontier before. I've never been great at it, though. I think I've gotten, like, the odd streak, but I don't, like, I've never been someone who's, like, 100%ed Emerald or any of the games that have that. Like, I've never really been a big battler, which is, again, another reason why I think this quest is so great is because it kind of forces me, who's been always more like a Pokemon collector, I suppose, to become more of a Pokemon battler. So I'm going to have to learn actual strategy. I'm going to have to implement and, like, train and raise and use IVs and all that stuff if I want to get this job done. So unfortunately, San, I don't really have any great advice for you currently. However, there are guides and there are other YouTubers who have done that and have done a very great job. There's one specifically that I've been following. Let me find it if I can for you. It's called Oswald's Ribbon Guide, and it's by a user named Mockturn. It's on the Pokemon Reddit, and it's really, really great. Like, I highly recommend, just search Oswald's Ribbon Guide and you will find it. And, like, that's what I'm gonna be using. The Mockturn definitely, like, writes a lot of good tips when you come to those, like, harder parts, I guess, of the Ribbon Quest. And it seems to have worked for a lot of other people in the subreddit, so that's kind of what I've been following. They also, though, admittedly, give the advice, don't try to shiny hunt or try to hunt for IVs in these games, because you will take forever. And if that is not the truth, then I don't know what else to say, you know? Like, they definitely warned us, I guess, and I refused to listen. I was like, no, it's the ultimate quest for a shiny hunter, and it is. I actually do feel not only will our Heracross get a bunch of badges, but I also feel as a shiny hunter, I've done a lot of the really hard stuff. Like, I've done, you know, the full odds. I've done the resetting now. I've gotten legendaries. I've gotten starters. I've done some harder quests, I guess. I've definitely had also ones that have kicked my butt. At one point we tried a Piplup quest, and the slowdown, like, just the slowness of Gen 4 got to me, and I stopped. We've had, you know, Regirock and Entei both kind of kick my butt. Ho-Oh I don't think I got, and I gave up on that one pretty quickly. So there have been ones that I've definitely also given up on it. But this one to me is like, this is like the ultimate badge of honor. If you can get a shiny in the GameCube games, like that is tough. And that's why I have so much respect for like Totem Rotom and Chris and anyone else who's like done it, because the underdog with the Koala, like there's so many people who have done it, and like that's the real, and like not that you have to be a masochist to be a shiny hunter. That's not true. Shiny hunters, you can shiny hunt even if it's like, you know, you're using the glitch in silver and gold and your odds are like 1 in 64 or whatever it is. Like that still makes you a shiny hunter. But I just think that like doing it this way and doing it legitimately this way, like with the actual GameCube, and it feels really, really special and different, I guess, than what like most people I see shiny hunting, because it takes a lot of hard work, and a lot of people would not be willing to sit here for, you know, more than a year now and keep trying with this and go as slow as we're going. But to me, it's worth it. Like, I'm really excited because when we finally do get this Heracross, like, it's gonna feel so good. Like, it's gonna be the greatest. That's the thing about shiny hunting, right? It's like risk and reward, but the greater the risk, the longer it takes, the more hardships, the greater the feeling, the rush of endorphins of like finally getting that coveted special Pokemon, right? And it makes that Pokemon mean a lot more to you too, because like, of course, I could just kind of skip these games if I really wanted to. Probably be easier to shiny hunt in Gen 3, to be honest with you. Like, at least it wouldn't take as long probably to keep at it, but I really want to do this, you know? No worries, Aaron, no worries. What up, Nick? How's it going, dude? Thanks for the advice. Yeah, no worries. I mean, again, like, it's very much like, I'm just kind of like parroting someone else's tips, but yeah, that's definitely the guide that I've been using, and so far it's worked really well for me for all the Colosseum stuff, because I went into Colosseum blind. I actually had never played any of the GameCube Pokemon games. People had been talking to me about it for like years and being like, Stan, you gotta try them. Same with Mystery Dungeon, which is another, especially the DS ones. I dabbled in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon like Red on the Game Boy Advance when I was like really young. It wasn't mine, at like a friend. I played it at like a friend's house, but like these games are ones that people have always said you gotta try. You gotta see Mirror B. You gotta do the double battle. Umbreon is one of the like starters. Like, Stan, it's perfect for you. And I've always kind of been like, But with that guide, it kind of allowed me to enter into these games that were kind of unknown to me in a good way, in an exciting way. So yeah. Oh man, Sonic. Oh man. Oh, Draco's domain. Sorry, I was on a rant. No worries. If you're still here, Draco's domain, Demon Gone, thank you so much for tuning in. If not, hopefully you see this later. I wasn't ignoring you. I was just in one of my patented, you know, stantrums. I don't know, stangents. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I know it's super, super late and you're getting close to that wedding. I'm not going to be streaming again until probably Tuesday. So have a great wedding. I hope, you know, all your dreams come true. I hope it's like everything you want it to be. And best of luck, man. It's a stressful day, but it's well worth it in the end. And you know, you're a great dude. So I hope you know it goes off without a hitch. But take care of yourself and happy nuptials. Have you ever played Punch-Out? I have played it. I've never beaten it or anything though. I've definitely picked it up and tried it though. Oh really, Sonic Chow? Really? Interesting. But yeah. Gonna keep at it. We are getting close to that 400 number, though, guys. We're almost at 387. We got, like, what, 14 left currently, and one of them we're hopefully about to catch right here. Yeah, Silverwind did not boost the stats that time, which is nice. That means we go faster. In hindsight, I definitely think it would have been better to kill off the Masquerain first, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it. And it's also good in a way, because it at least allows, if I do slip up, I will attack the Masquerain instead of the Heracross. So that's good, I guess. But, yeah. This calm stream and talk is a relief from what I've been seeing. Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely can be very hype, and I love catching shinies and stuff, and, you know, the just the feeling you get, and cheering, and making it super hype and cinematic. But, truthfully, with this game, there's no way I could do that. Like, these games kind of require your attention, and they kind of require you to just be okay. You gotta be perfectly okay with knowing that, like, you're probably not seeing a shiny. You're just probably not. You will eventually. If you keep at it, you will. But especially at these lower numbers, it's very, very unlikely, right? Like, I'll be lucky if I even get it in the first 2,000. Like, that would be an incredible stroke of luck. I'll be lucky if I get it in the first 8,000, to be honest. And so, like, we got our work cut out for us, right? But if we just keep trying, we just keep at it, then eventually, you know, good things should happen. And that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, in the meantime, though, it's just going to be a chill stream. Probably next week, I'll start, like, playing music even on stream just to, like, you know, help with the kind of, just the silence. Because, like, again, there's only so many things I can talk about with this game and this Pokemon. And so eventually you do kind of, like, run into circles. And in those instances, it might just be good to have, you know, like some awesome video game music on in the background. And hopefully you don't have to go 11K for a Shining Color like I did. That's a lot, too. That's a lot. I mean, like, I was just saying, like, there's people out there who've shiny hunted. It's taken them till like 20,000, you know, and I don't know anyone in this game that has taken that long, but there have been people in other games where, like, you know, they've been soft resetting and it takes 20,000, and that's without resetting over one. Like, it's just 20, because you're not guaranteed. In the same way that you can sometimes get it on the very first try. I'm looking at you, A-Drive, with your Palkia. There's also other times where, like, it just never really happens, and you just got to keep trying, right? Yo, what up, Krista? How's it going? Yeah, we're finally streaming again. Definitely not to the extent as I was, but I am trying it out again. I really want to get this Heracross. I've even been doing it, like, off stream. I'll sit down and just, like, for an hour, I'll just do this while I'm, like, cooking or watching something, or so. Yeah, I'm definitely very committed. I think you can just tell the fact that, like, I'm getting back into this instead of, like, it'd be so much easier for me to, like, go back to my main channel and stream, like, you know, Let's Go hunting, or go back to Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and wormhole hunting. But I don't really want to do that. Like, even though that's way easier, and I just know that it would probably do better, like, there'd be more people watching and it'd be more exciting. And I really want to do this because, like I've said a billion times, like, I think it's such a cool badge of honor to say, like, I got a shiny in a GameCube Pokemon game. Like, that just to me is it's kind of like the ultimate thing you can do in Pokemon, especially with the whole Ribbon Quest thing. I think that just makes it even more so special. But yeah, I got a lot of work cut out for me, though. Like I've said, like, there's so many parts of this that I'm not, like, I got to get the shiny crown in the Johto remakes, and, like, there's gonna be so much. But the good news is we're gonna stream it all together. We're gonna, like, you're basically, like, this series is gonna end up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and maybe 10. So at least 9 Let's Plays, including this one. So 8 Let's Plays after this, because we're going to do, so we got Colosseum, and then we got Emerald, and then Fire Red, Leaf Green, which we wouldn't, technically we don't have to do a Let's Play of that, but I'm gonna, because those games are very fast for me to get through. Then we have, of course, Platinum, and then Soul Silver, Heart Gold, so that's 5. Then I think you only need one of the Gen 5 games, so Black and White or Black and White 2, whatever, because it's the same ribbons, I'm pretty sure, between both of them. I could be wrong, but I think, so we're at 6. Then X and Y, 7, Oras, 8, and then Sun and Moon, 9. So, yeah, 9, and then with Galar, could be 10, if Heracross makes the cut. Just pray the enemy doesn't send to the shiny. Did that happen to you? Oh, no! Really? Oh, Neo Kaizen, that's... I hope not. I really, 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 really hope that I am not the first. No one has done it, though? That's crazy. So, obviously, you haven't, because I just read that second part. That's crazy. What target were you going for? But yeah, no, I definitely don't want it to have those beautiful sparkles on the enemy side. Although it would, like, how sick would it be if it came out and it sparkled and then we caught it and it also was shiny? It's never gonna happen. The odds are almost impossible of that. But how hilarious and unbelievably miraculous would it be? I went for Sneasel, but I also got Mischievous and Yama and Call as well. Never hunting a Call again. 3 targets is insane. What were your other ones at? So Sneasel was, I'm assuming, the 11K. What makes shiny Heracross so special for you? To be honest, San, 1 in 67 million chance. Good luck. Yeah, I know it's like virtually an impossibility, but it'd be crazy, obviously. Never gonna happen. You actually have, I think the odds are better of basically getting 2 out of your 3 Johto starters in Heart Gold and Soul Silver to be shiny at the same time, right? Or something like that. I read the odds on that, and I think that was like 44 million or something to get 2 of the... Anyway. And then I don't even know what all 3 would be, but yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, to answer your question, San, what makes Shiny Heracross so special? So, like, I started with the Johto games, and so I have a big attachment to just Johto and Gen 2 in general. But I guess the reason why I picked this as a target specifically is I just think it's really cool how it kind of evolves as a Pokemon, excuse me, as it goes through the generations, right? Like, it's a kind of beloved one, but also, I think, a little bit underrated. But then, obviously, like, not only does it start, like, the male and female get differentiated as, like, you know, the games continue through generations, but then also, of course, it gets its Mega, which I think, like, it just adds, I think, as we do this quest, by the time we get to Gen 6, things will start to feel probably a little stale, honestly. You know, at that point, we'd done a ton of contests, we'd have beaten a few Battle Frontiers, and, you know, done a lot of things to earn that, the shiny crown, all that. And then I think it leaves something in Gen 6 to look forward to, because it's like this, you know, this new form that we now get to see, this, you know, beloved mascot that we spent all this time with, and it's something like we really get to look forward to, and where we can just kind of like, just admire how far we've come and kind of take it all in, and it kind of resets it in a way. It makes it feel new. I guess that's like the biggest reason for me. I also think it's got one of the better shinies of like the targets that you can get, not only in this game, but also just as it continues. I think a lot of Pokemon's shinies, especially from the earlier gens, got more and more like dulled out with the newer 3D models in Gen 6. And I think Heracross is one of the ones that still kind of like stands out. That like beautiful magenta, kind of pinky purple is just really cool, to me at least. So yeah, I'm a really big fan of that, and that's kind of why. But yeah, it's all those reasons, and I just also think it makes a great mascot. I think it's very, you know, it's a simply designed Pokemon. It's got a face you can fall in love with, and it's something that I hope will keep people coming back for more as we continue this quest. But of course, I gotta catch it first. Mischievous about 500-ish. Yanma was 901. Those are both actually really good. Wow. So you get super lucky until obviously Sneasel, like, just took forever, but that's actually awesome. Oh, put the Master Ball in the first slot. I'm not gonna worry about it today, but that's definitely something that, like, off stream when I'm doing it, because right now I'm just kind of like locked in my rhythm. But yeah, definitely off stream, I should definitely put it in my first slot. There's definitely things I could have done. I do think as well, like, had I decided to take it the Masquerain first as opposed to the Ariados, I would just not have to, like, I wouldn't have to, it's only one input, but it's still, like, less, I guess. I guess it's 2 inputs, because I also have to attack the Ariados, right, with Espeon, so anything to cut time, I guess, would make it better, but, yeah, there's definitely a few things I could have did to speed it up, but mostly I feel pretty good, especially before I was using the Master Ball method. I was, and the, of course, like, one party member trick, I was taking forever, just, like, throwing netball after netball and Ultra Ball, but I'm gonna miss Mega Heracross, I know. And then, of course, yeah, of course, by the time we get to Gen 8, all of a sudden, it is completely gone, and that really sucks. But hopefully they reverse it. Who knows? Thank you so much, Krista. And hey, keep at it. Like, you know, it sounds like we're both going through a time, but I think we're both going to come out with, like, beautiful purplish Pokemon in the end. So, you know, keep it up. And it's good in Wi-Fi battles. That's awesome. But yeah, just, I don't know. I really like this Pokemon, and I think it works for, like, what we're aiming for and trying to do. And yeah. Hopefully we catch it. I would love, I'll tell you, Neo, I would love to get it in 5 or 900. That would be awesome. If we could get a shiny Heracross under 1,000, oh my god. I would be praying to the Pokemon, the RNG gods, forevermore. Like, it wouldn't even matter. Like, going in, like, in the future, it wouldn't even matter, like, how long anything took. Like, I would just be like, well, it's not like the time that I put, you know, like 1,000 hours into trying to get that Colosseum Heracross. So, yeah, that'd be awesome. But, anyway, I do like these games, too. I kind of, to be honest, I'm also looking forward to finishing the plot, the story of these games, because we were like really getting into the deep, and like Heracross, it kind of hits just as things are really getting going. I feel like what is behind this door? You know, we don't know. We finally unlocked the door and we've never gotten past it. We're just, you know, Rui and I, we just keep running into Dioge and trying to capture this Heracross. Will you make a video about this shiny and ribbon hunt? Yes, so that is definitely the plan, is eventually when all things are done, I would love to take all the pieces and kind of like just make, you know, it might be an hour long, I don't know, but just like a long process video of like through the years of like how we go from A to B, and with everything included. I'm sure I would not be the first to do such a thing, but I would love to tell my own kind of story with it, and I think it'd be very cool. Obviously, I'll never live up to like, you know, Oswald, the Ribbon Master from Reddit, the famous one, or many others, I'm sure. But for me, it'd be really cool, and I'd love to make that. But so that is the plan. That's definitely like why I'm streaming it, because even like there were some little like, I guess not loopholes, but ways I could have probably made it easier on myself. But I made sure, like, you know, got the GameCube, got the converter. Got all the like stuff I would need to make sure I have a Game Boy player so we can play Emerald on the stream, even if it's not going to be in as great quality, because the Game Boy player's quality actually kind of sucks a little bit. But you know, as long as it works, as long as you guys can see the action and we can experience it together and record it and then put it into, you know, one final package, I think that'd be awesome. I think it would be the first, at least on video, with the Colo Shiny, maybe, but I also wouldn't underestimate that someone out there is doing the same thing right now and just might get it going faster. Like I take a lot of breaks, I would say, on my Colo hunt. Like I think I started it last, I want to say like probably last July, August. So it's almost been a year for me since I started. Of course, it took us a while to actually, I think the hunt itself started maybe closer to like August, September. Because like I had to actually play through the game and do all that on stream first as well. And so, yeah, it's been a while, but I definitely took a long time off. Like I took like 8 months or something between this. Like I think I stopped this in like November, and now it's obviously like almost, it's getting closer to July. Like we're closer to July than we are at the beginning of June now. So it's definitely been a long process for me. I'm hoping now with the Master Ball trick, I'll be a little bit more incentivized, because it was very obviously like just frustrating, I guess, to do the Net Ball, Ultra Ball thing and have some of the encounters just go 10 minutes, right? And with this, though, I'm feeling a lot more reinvigorated about it. Hopefully I can, you know, I've said to these guys on stream, like, I'm hoping by the end of the summer we can be like, you know, somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000, and like I'll be okay with that. If we can get to like just under 3,000, like even 2,500 by the end of the summer, I'll be okay. And like we just keep going, right? We go into fall. We see what happens, and hopefully we get this. My goal is just to have Heracross by like the end of 2019. That would be like a great goal for me to try to hit, right? It's June right now. Yeah, it's going to take a while, and nothing is guaranteed, but hopefully going into 2020, we can really start this thing off proper. If it happens sooner, that's even better, but, you know. I know someone on Twitch who's been hunting Heracross and Colo. I think he went up to 5K. Whew, yeah, like it's going to be complicated for sure, and I will say, I don't know why, but I typically and traditionally, anytime I've tried like a new game hunt, I've often had issues. Like it's often taken me a lot longer than, you know, all of a sudden I'll do like for example, legendary hunting in Orre. Like my Suicune took me soft resetting. I think it was like, not that this is even like, honestly, this is actually pretty good considering I didn't have the shiny charm, but like took me like, I think 3,000, somewhere in the 3,000 soft resets. Meanwhile, I did it like a second time. I soft resetted for a Trico, got it in like 800, right? And then in Soul Silver and Heart Gold, I tried to go for a, I think I was going for a Totodile actually originally, and we ended up getting a Cyndaquil in like 4,000 or 4,500 or something, right? And then the second one, we got a Totodile in 128 or something like that. So it always seems that like the first one is like a little bit, of course, I've been very lucky. I've never really gone to like full odds. So that's also kind of worrying to me too, is because I've never really had to go to like the full 8,000. And this would not be the game I'd want to do that in, right? Like, I just hope obviously RNG is RNG and there's no controlling. Like, it's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen, but it just, yeah, it's like, I've been very fortunate that I've really had nothing ever go past the odds. And unlike you in that Sneasel, obviously, which just, I can't even imagine. But, so I'm hoping that this one does not, but I don't know. History's kind of like, it's probably going to take me at least 4,000 or 5,000, like, minimum on this, I would suspect. I was working on doing a whole team of Ribbon Pokemon, only one shiny, and it wasn't a Shadow. But Sword, Shield, and Aspen kind of killed it for me. I'm glad you're still going with this, though. Yeah, I'm not worried, because I do think Game Freak I do think they'll figure it out. I think there's obviously something behind the scenes going on with, like, time, and them having to always have something ready to keep their revenue up. And because, you know, when you have a year like 2016, when Sun and Moon and Pokemon Go are just dominating, like, the world in a way that they hadn't seen in a long time, it's hard to keep your investors happy, and it seems like they're just trying to do everything they can to ensure that, right? But anyway, later, Sonic Chow. Thank you so much for tuning in, Sonic, and take care. Like I said, I'll probably do a few more resets between now and the next stream, but the next stream is probably going to be Tuesday as I work on my Black and White 2 review on the Monday, so I apologize. Normally I would just stream it Monday, but I really do want to get back into the swing of the Black and White 2 review as well. But Tuesday for sure I'll be back. I'll have a, completed schedule, I think, at that point, because, now I've been back officially for like a week. So it's about time I get like a good schedule going again. And yeah, we're just gonna keep at it, guys. We're just gonna keep at it, just like it seems that Neo Kaizen did with that Sneasel. And yeah, let's hope we get lucky. But yeah, we're getting very close to the end of tonight as well. We are getting to that point again where, we started today. I wanted to get to 400, and now we're like, after this, we'll be within 6. So that's awesome. I hope we get something cool. Obviously, I hope that the trainers does not sparkle first. That would suck. All right, that is not a shiny. 394. Is a blue. Dude. I had to double check to see what the gender was. Yeah, and then hopefully, I'd like to basically get, like, at least 100 done every week, And whether I have to do a majority of that some weeks on my time off, like, away from stream, or... The good news is, like I said, though, I will always be recording. I will always, like... I will delete the file immediately afterwards if I don't get it, but trust me and you, I'm not, like, cheating on this. Like, I obviously just want the thing, and I want to be as honest as possible with it, but I will record when I'm just, like, chilling at home, watching, something on the TV, and just, shiny hunting as I'm doing that. No worries, Oddity. I hope everything's okay, but yeah, and, so I'm hoping to get, like, 100... Every week at least would be nice. So, like, I think we started this week, we were at like 300, and by the end of it, I mean, maybe I'll even be further. Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to find some time. I don't think this weekend I will be, because I'm not even going to be at my house. But yeah, I think tomorrow I might be able to find some time, and just like every 10-15, it just counts. It's building towards something. Every like little hour, just like put into this while I'm like waiting for food to cook in the oven or whatever it might be. It goes a long way. That's all. But yeah. Or maybe I won't be able to find any time, since I am going to that like charity thing tomorrow, and I will be back on Tuesday at a perfectly round 400. We'll see. Oh yeah, no, for sure, Oddity. No worries. We're here for you, and just do what you're able to, and if you ever gotta go, don't ever feel bad about it. Everything is fine. I'm just dealing. I get that. You're awesome. Don't forget that. And I appreciate you hanging out. That's just know that you're definitely appreciated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 395. Let's go. Let's see what happens. And no. No, it is not. No green eyes today. That's one of the other cool things about Shiny Heracross. I do enjoy that the eyes change color. It's very nice. It's a small detail, but one that I think is awesome. I especially love it in like the Gen 4 and 5 games. I think the sprite is very, very nice. Again, I'm not crazy about what they did with 6 and 7, although who knows, maybe in 8, if it's in the game, it'll look really good again. But yeah. Aw, I really do appreciate that, and I think we all appreciate that too, Oddity. You know what would really make everyone's day better, though? Would be a purple boy or girl. Just, you know, stopping by, just tinky winking, and being like, hey, hello. That'd be awesome, but we'll see. We'll see on this one. I just want them to stop toning down the colors. I agree, and this is actually why a lot of people really hate Impidimp, and I love it because I feel like the colors are so vibrant and so, like, bright that I'm totally down for it. Because whatever shiny that ends up having, it's probably going to be really cool. And, again, even if it's not, like, the best color scheme, it'll probably be still, like, noticeable, you know? It won't be, like, this super subtle, you know? Like, a Pokemon, a shiny Pokemon should stand out and should, like, sparkle. And obviously, I know when they originally coded them, like, it was a different process, and it wasn't so much about, like, it was more to, like, show off the capabilities of the Game Boy Color than to actually, like, mean anything, I guess, other than the red Gyarados, of course. But, like, yeah, aside from that, they were mostly just there to, like, just show off the Game Boy Color palette. But now it's something so simple, I just feel like. But who knows? I don't code, so I don't know. Thank you for the sub. What up, RBP? How's it going? This Heracross is female. I hope Gen 8 has actual sparkles, not just a star. Yeah, it'll be, I mean, it'll be, they do seem to, like, change it, right? But I also agree, I miss the sparkles for sure. I also wish, like, is it weird? I kind of wish that they would, like, not reuse, but I guess, like, remix, essentially, some of, like, the older sounds. Like, personally, I think Gen 5 has, like, one of the best sounds for, like, the shiny sparkles. But, like, all the games have pretty solid ones. And I wish they would, like, do more of a remix instead of, like, it feels like they've just slightly been, like, changing it more and more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe there's not even, like, much of a difference. But to me, it's, like, I missed that, like, it was just so, like, it was just, like, it was more piercing, I guess. But in a good way. Like, in a, oh my god, this is a different sort of beast, like, way. And I definitely missed that. That's why I keep, the shiny sparkle I use, it's at, like, the intro of most of my videos has, like, the Gen 5 sound effects specifically. Pokemon Go doesn't even, so, oh, interesting. So I actually didn't know that. So I have not turned, this is actually really weird and really funny, but I have not used volume at all in my Pokemon Go account in, like, 2 years. So, like, before, like, shinies were a regular thing, I think Magikarp was, like, the only one that existed, as we were saying earlier. And yeah, so, like, I've not used volume, so I didn't even know that. Like, I actually didn't know that there was no sound. I just assumed there was. Gen 5 music is great. I feel like that with Gen 3 shiny sparkles. I mean, Gen 3 is, I think Gen 3 was, like, a huge game for many shiny hunters. Like, I think that was a lot of, like, people's kind of, like, first experience, other than, of course, Red Gyarados, Lake of Rage. Like, that's the classic. But I know for me personally, like I've always said, my first shiny was a Wingull in Pokemon Sapphire, and it just, yeah, it immediately commanded your attention. And Wingull's not that much different. Like, yes, it is green, but it was also on, like, a non-backlit screen at the time because it was Game Boy Advance before even, like, the SP. And, you know, I could barely tell, but I could hear it. Like, I immediately knew that, like, something is weird. Something is up with this. This is very odd. And, yeah, it turned out that it was a shiny. And I didn't even, the weirdest part is, I caught it, because I was like, I have to show people, so I caught it. Again, thank you for the sparkles, because, like, I think if without the sparkles, I wouldn't even realize. I would have just ran from the thing. But yeah, so I caught it, and I honestly thought that it was supposed to be for contests. So I entered it in, like, every contest. I evolved it into a Pelipper. I ended up, like, maxing out. It got all the ribbons. It filled the cool, the beauty, like, all of it. And then nothing happened. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And I just sat on it for years. And it wasn't until Gen 5 that I finally kind of, like, re-clicked in. And I was like, oh, that was a shiny. I caught a shiny Wingull. And by that point, my brother's copy was just gone. Because it was my brother's copy of Sapphire. I was just like, I was literally just trying to catch a legendary form. I was looking for a Jigglypuff to evolve into a Wigglypuff or Tuff so it could use Sing to put it to sleep. Anyway, and long story short, I found a shiny Wingull. And yeah. I don't think anyone does on the Arsilf Road. They make jokes about it, about no one having a sound. Really? The only thing rarer than Guyble at GoFest is people with their sound on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I like, to me, it just, I like the music too, but obviously, like, you know, you hear it enough and you're just like, all right, I'm okay. And it also was like conflicting with my walks to work. I like to listen to like a podcast or like, you know, music or whatever. And I'd be playing and it would just like overpower sometimes. And I know you can like set how loud it is, but eventually I was just like, I'm done. And I just like turned off all the sounds. But yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, we got three more shiny Heracross eye to find. I don't know. I don't think that's the plural. I think Heracross is just the plural. But yeah, we're going to go for 3 more today. We'll see what we get. Of course, the odds say it's not going to happen. We'll see. We'll see. You never know. You never know. But it's very unlikely. But even still, I'm very, very happy that we were able to get to that 400 milestone. That's the goal I set for myself I guess at the end of last week. And it seems that we hit it. Next week is going to be 500. I definitely want to try to hit 500 at the very least by, you know, next Thursday, I would say. 500 would be a great number to get to. And yeah, we'll just keep at it, because like I said, it's going to take a while. We gotta keep with it. But if we keep grinding it out, eventually something good's going to happen, right? I just hope it's on our side and not our opponents, as Neo said earlier. But yeah, I love this hunt, and I hope to see it. I hope to see it. And yeah, I've never experienced a shiny live in any of the GameCube games either, so that'd be really cool. I'd love to see the sparkles, and you know, with my own eyes, and get to experience that. At what time do you start streaming? So I work 10 to 6s, so I'll probably be streaming somewhere around 7:30 on Tuesday, and then I'm actually going to create, maybe even just after this stream, I'm going to finalize a stream schedule that kind of allows me to stream while still working on my main channel, like, review for Black and White 2. And I appreciate it, Nick. I really do appreciate it. Like, no, trust me, I think that's a great question to ask. I haven't done a great job of, like, really being open and you know, authoritative about, like, when I'm going to stream and letting you guys know that stuff. So I could do better at communicating that. But I promise I will have a kind of full stream schedule in place coming up, like by the next stream. Hey, what's up? What's up, D-Man? Well, the good news is I guess in a way the good news, we haven't gotten the shiny yet. So you haven't missed the shiny. The bad news is that we only got 2 more today that I'm going to do. I'm going to get to, like, I'll probably go to 401, so maybe I'll do 3 more, cuz I always like to do that one extra just because we've been hunting before, and literally we did like the 1 or 2 extra and gotten the shiny on the night, and it's always amazing. So that's happened a few times. It happened with Minior. I think we got it at, what, like 303, and I was going to give up at 300, and I'm like, I'll do 5 more, 1 more, like, batch, and it hatched. And we did it for, I believe, Comfy as well. So, yeah. I thought the Shadow Aura stuff with shiny sparkles for a sec. Stop breathing for half a second. Yeah, no, it's, trust me, it's one of those things, when I was first playing this game, too, it freaked me out, for sure. And then, you kind of get used to it a little bit. You definitely get used to it, but I can definitely see how that would freak you out. Anytime I change a game and, like, the coloring on a Pokemon is, like, slightly different, or, like, you know, it's like a shade in between 2 colors, like a teal, where it's like a green, between like a green and like a blue, but like the shiny's like just slightly different, I often will also be like, have like mini heart attacks and think, but luckily Heracross, I've kind of just gotten used to it, I guess. So it would take like a major difference, which of course if it ends up being shiny, it would be a major enough difference for me to notice it. But yeah, I used to do that all the time when I started out here too. Do not worry. All right, send it out. I was about to say send him out, but I caught that it was a female. All right. Oh, there's a shadow Pokemon. Thank you for using Water Sport, Masquerain. All right, let's use the Master Ball. And let's see. I wonder, I'm sure there's gotta have been people, but if people, because I think, what, Tyranitar is one you can get in this game, right? Have people attempted that? Also, are the events Celebi and Jirachi shiny locked? I guess I've always kind of like wondered. Oh no, you can only get one, right? So I guess you couldn't reset. Because I think it just transfers the one, and then you're like, it's like a mystery gift, right? It's like you get the one. There's no rerolls. There's no, I think, right? As far as I recall, I think that's true. But anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go for 2 more. We've almost been streaming for 2 hours. So yeah, it seems like we're able to get like, you know, around 50 done every like 2 hours or so, which to me is like really good. That means like if we just stream 2 hours twice a week, we're gonna be able to get our 100 goal. Jirachi isn't locked, Celebi is. So that's actually, first of all, that's really cool. Second of all, though, does it not, like, so you can reset the gift, or do you actually catch? I actually don't really know. I just know that you can get those Pokemon in this game, but I've never really seen it be done or how it's done. I always just kind of assumed that I guess it was like a mystery gift type situation. But does it like appear to you, and you can like reset it over that, or the Jirachi is almost impossible to get? Okay. I've been hunting Dwebble and Binacle and X in Amber Town. I don't know how many items from the rocks, but no shiny. Just keep at it, dude. Just keep at it. Trust me, it cannot be any trickier and more time consuming than like what we're doing. Because, D-Man, I might be talking to you like a year or 2 years from now and still being like, I wonder when the Heracross will appear. So definitely do not sweat it, dude. You will. I know you'll get it because you know, you're determined. But interesting. I might actually look into like the Jirachi stuff after this. Yeah. You can't reset for the gift. That's what I thought. So you can't so it's just pure luck, basically, right? Like, so it's not shiny locked. They haven't locked it in the code, but you just gotta get lucky, is essentially what you're telling me. Which I assume probably is how Celebi was handled in the Japanese event. Back like in Crystal, and like if you could do it in Silver and Gold, but Crystal for sure, I would assume too, right? Like probably like one lucky person at that event actually just got a shiny Celebi because it probably wasn't shiny locked. I would assume. And then you know what? They probably just thought their game was broken at the time because shinies were again such a like novelty. They went to the event and they come home with a pink Celebi and they're like, "Mom, Celebi's supposed to be green. I saw the movie." You need to have the Pokedex and Ruby and Sapphire to receive the Jirachi. If it isn't shiny, you have to get up to the part you get the Pokedex and receive Jirachi until you find a shiny. Oh, interesting. So it's not what I assumed. It's just super time consuming. Right. Like Krista just said. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So yeah, it definitely sounds like almost pointless, honestly. Has anyone done it? Do you guys know of anyone who's done it? Who, like, legitimately did it, too. Who, like, didn't, you know, obviously cheat the system. Also, ladies and gentlemen, number 400 is a regular blue female Heracross. That's okay, though. That's okay. We're going to go till 401, so this is going to be the last one here. Still, though, it was a really great stream. I'm going to be honest, I really love this stream because I really enjoyed talking to some of you other Colo shiny hunters. I think, I actually learned a lot. It's still definitely... These games are probably the most mysterious to me as not only just a shiny hunter, but just like a lover of the Pokemon series as a whole. They've always kind of been like, you know, cliff notes that I've never really experienced in full. So I'm still learning like a lot about these games, despite, you know, having put many hours into this hunt and this game specifically, and now being at over 400 on it. I definitely have much to learn still. So I appreciate like any and all discussion about it, and I love hearing about other people's hunts in this game specifically, and what they've gotten and how long it takes, and it's really interesting to me because again, it's kind of the last like unexplored area of Pokemon for me. I guess I could have shiny hunted more in Gen 2, to be honest, but aside from that, I think I've gotten a shiny in at least, I haven't in Gen 4. Well, no, that's not true, because I guess the remix, the Gyarados, technically counts. But yeah, every other gen though, 5, obviously 6, 7, 3, I've gotten a shiny, and I kind of know like the ins and outs and how to do it. But this is definitely a game, and this is definitely a console that I really don't know much about. So I appreciate it. Let's get this bug. This is the last one, my dude. This is the last one. So we're gonna use Psybeam, and we're gonna out this spider, and then we're gonna throw a Master Ball, and we're gonna hope, we're gonna pray that we get a purple boy or girl captured and accounted for. Gyarados doesn't count. Oh, well, I just wanted to be careful, because technically I did get a shiny in Gen 4 because of the Gyarados, right? Never a legitimate one, though, for sure. In Gen 4. I've never gotten a legitimate shiny. But yeah, here we go, Nick. Here we go, Krissa. It is going to be a female if it is shiny, but it probably isn't. However, we're going to throw this Master Ball. I'm going to hit the button because this is guaranteed catch. And we're going to see, guys. We're going to see. I hope it is. But again, regardless, I'm very, very happy and I'm very proud that we hit our 100 mark. We started this week at 400, or sorry, 300 rather. We're ending it at 400. In 1 week, we got 100 done. It is not shiny, unfortunately, either. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. The RNG gods are not that favorable, but hopefully they're still merciful and we get something fairly soon. But yeah, guys, it used to take us like a month to get 100, and now it's taking us like a week. So that is a crazy, like, just, you know, influx of possible resets, and it just means that we're probably getting closer and we're gonna be that much, you know, sooner to our mascot. So that's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait for that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Thank you so much. I can't wait for next Tuesday. We're gonna continue this hunt. I'm probably, like I said, gonna try to squeeze in a few, even if it's just like 10 or something on my own downtime, maybe Sunday night, I don't know. But yeah, by Tuesday, hopefully we're at like 410 or something, and then we can proceed from there and hopefully finish next week with an even 500, and maybe we'll be as lucky as Neo was with which I forget which one was the 500, but still, yeah, hopefully we're lucky, but we shall see. Thank you so much again to all the other Colo hunters for coming in and teaching me some lessons, and just anyone, like, and Oddity, of course. Jason, we saw Jason. Royboy popped in. Demon Gone earlier. Again, if you're watching this for some reason, happy wedding, happy nuptials, have a great wedding, and I wish you and your you know, bride all the best. And D-Man too, thank you for stopping by. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. I love you guys. I love your faces. As I always say, happy hunting, baby rhinos, and I will see you next week with a formatted schedule, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy and have a great weekend, even though I know it's still a little bit away, but yeah,